Let's continue with this discussion now. And of course, the ongoings in that country. Professor Kopano Makoa, who is a retired professor of political science at the Lesotho University, now joins me on the line. Professor, very good evening to you. Thanks indeed for your time. Is the Prime Minister, according to what we know at this stage and according to your analysis, is the Prime Minister of Lesotho evading the law?
Well, I wouldn't say we certainly that he is evading the law, but definitely people are beginning to suspect that he does evade the law or attempt to evade the law.
All right, I'm going to ask you, Professor, if you could just move a little bit away from your television set. We're getting a bit of feedback from that. If we can continue, however. So at this stage, are you saying that he cannot be classified as a fugitive?
Well, he has given reasons for his failure to appear before a court. And until he is proved wrong that he is sick, it is very difficult really to conclude that he is a fugitive from law. But certainly there are indications, there have been indications before that the Prime Minister has not been willing to see the investigations concluded in this matter. And this is borne out by the fact that the matter has been dragging on for nearly 3 years now. Remember, this occurred in 2017. So we are nearly, we are nearly getting towards the end of 3 years now.
Yeah.
So the suspicion has always been that he has definitely been making it difficult for the police to conclude the matter. And not just the police, because the police are still really the gateway to court. So he definitely suspected that he has not been willing to see the matter concluded.
Okay, we'll get to that. I mean, in speaking to the Deputy Police Commissioner a few moments ago, him indicating that at this stage, what they can establish is that the consultation with the doctor here in South Africa was done telephonically before the Prime Minister had left Lesotho. But, I mean, just yesterday, he announced that he will step down at the end of July. Would you say he was anticipating that which happened today?
Oh, certainly he was. In fact, he has been under pressure for some time. Remember, this is not the first time that he announces his intention to depart from government. Prior to that, he didn't give during his first announcement, he didn't give the exact date when he wanted to leave.
That's correct.
Even now, we are not sure about the actual date. The actual day on which he intends to leave. So, but we are told that he's going to leave in July. So people are still puzzled. That's why the Prime Minister cannot leave now, because definitely he's under pressure.
All right. Now that he is in South Africa, according to, of course, a statement that was released by his office, what repercussions do you think this has for South Africa? Because obviously the South African government, would it be compelled to tell us that he is here? Because South Africa cannot say it doesn't know, whereas, I mean, there's certain protocol that is adhered to when a head of state or a prime minister is arriving from another country.
Well, let us recall that South Africa is overseeing defense in the state on behalf of SADC.
Yeah.
And SADC has been here for a very long time, following, of course, the unrest that culminated in the defense of 2014, when the Prime Minister was temporarily ousted from power. Now, since that time, SADC has been seized with advance in Lesotho, trying to stabilize the country. So we'll be surprised if South Africa would simply stick to matters of protocol without realizing, or at least helping Lesotho to get over the main problem which has been making the country up to date, which is, of course, re-establishing the rule of law, which appears in several reports of South Africa, including the recent report that was recommending the very investigation of this particular issue that affects the Prime Minister now. So I think South Africa, in a sense, will definitely try to persuade the Prime Minister by whatever means, of course, irrespective of the fact that he's the Prime Minister. It will try to persuade the Prime Minister of Lesotho to come and address these particular problems.
Professor, just before we run out of time, I'm really sorry there. And we seem to have lost the professor there. Apologies for that. We certainly would have wanted to engage with him on what South Africa's reputational risk would be regarding this. This is not the first time that a sitting head of state has sort of come to South Africa while they are facing some charges in their countries, and would certainly want to have engaged with him on that, and what this would mean also for the ABC party of the Prime Minister in that country. Of course, some sections wanting the Prime Minister to go now, and what the next step would be, because you'd know there's a coalition government in that country. Professor Kopano Makoa, retired professor of political science at the University of Lesotho, unpacking the latest out of that country.